Let me ask you, how often have you gone to the grocery store and you've seen shelves upon shelves of items there for the taking? Now, let me ask you this. How many items have been on the top shelf that you haven't been able to reach, or you've seen somebody else in a wheelchair or a mobility scooter trying to get an item from the top shelf and they just can't seem to reach it, and they stop you and ask you for help? This is a problem that I've seen in the grocery stores all over the place. They have the shelves, and they're limited even to the amount of space that they can put up high because of this problem. So I've been walking, and people have asked me to stop and get an item for them, and I've had to put myself in their shoes. How do they feel when they have to stop somebody and ask for assistance in just something as routine as daily shopping? That's why I've looked into creating a solution called Smartline Shelving. This automated shelving would help people who are disabled or mobility challenged, and give them the ability to shop independently without needing somebody to go with them. And it would also increase the store's footprint and shelving, allowing them to go higher because they no longer have to worry about that height requirement. So the problem that we have here is that shelving should be accessible for everyone, no matter what their size or physical limitations. People go to the store, they find themselves unable to reach items on the top shelf. They end up having to wait for somebody to come by that they can interrupt or ask for help, or maybe possibly find a store employee who can help them with this. And this is not fair for the people who are stuck in those mobility or wheelchairs. I've also seen people trying to use reach extenders and dropping items, things like that. And it's just not it's not fair for those customers. So my solution would be to have a robotic retrieval system, sort of like the vending machines that you've used in the past, with the you push in a number and it goes, a robotic arm goes to that location, retrieves the item, and brings it back to them. Now this would be different in that it would still utilize open shelving so that people who aren't handicapped or mobility challenged still have access to the shelves in the same way that they've normally used them. But this arm would lie between the outer track and the inner track and scoot along through there, allowing easy access for people who don't need it, and being able to accommodate for different sizes of bulk or weights, and bring the item straight to the customer in need. Market opportunity size here, it was a little hard to estimate, but grocery retail globally was 670 billion. Now that includes global, worldwide, and so what I did was we looked at how much money are they losing with the advent of shopping from home, online deliveries, order and pickup. Stores are losing out on their ability to capture impulse buying, or they no longer capture revenue from the loss leaders. The people aren't coming in the store, so they're losing revenue in that aspect. They also are losing revenue from the fact that people just currently can't even come to the store because they're not able to retrieve the items for themselves. So this is an issue as well. So by combining what they're losing now from the people not entering the stores and not being able to get in from and the loss of revenue from the loss leaders and things, we combine it to come up with the 720 billion. So the stores, while the shelving would be more expensive to implement for their stores, would accommodate a return on investment because they would capture the lost revenue from those loss leaders and impulse buying, as well as allowing a store to have a smaller footprint and square footage because they could actually go one or two shelves higher than what they even have currently. So competition is mostly order and pickup and home delivery at the moment. Both of them allow for a customer to not enter the store and to be able to call online. The problem is a lot of people like, especially when it comes to produce, they want to be able to see and touch and feel their produce and be able to pick it out for themselves. So they may be a little uncomfortable with somebody else doing it for them. The other thing that it discounts is the need for people to be social. people want to go out and be part of society and be able to interact with society and their friends, and people run into somebody while they're out shopping, things like that. So neither one of these alternatives address that concern. They are both grabbing traction and ultimately costing the store even more, because they're not really making a lot of increased revenue over what they've lost from the people not coming in, and they're losing revenue from impulse buying and loss leaders, things like this. So in summary, Smartline Shelving is a robotic retrieval system utilizing open shelving, allowing the free flow of both people who are in need of it and the people who do not need it be able to interact with it simultaneously. People who don't need it can just reach the shelves and utilize shelves as they do in the current manner. The people who do need it will be able to press in a button and the item will automatically be retrieved. This would accommodate them being able to retrieve any item they want from any shelf location. The shelving would be sold in modular units to accommodate for different bulks, different sizes, weights, and the store can mix and match their shelving units in order to accommodate for that. So then the stores, they gain from the ability to go a little higher, so that way they don't have to worry about as much floor real estate for them, and combining it with a automated inventory system would allow for less people to be on the store at all times, because they'd automatically be alerted when a stocking shelves gets to a certain point, and then they can send out the people to restock. So this is Smartline Shelving. I think it addresses the need for people that want to shop for themselves and can't really do it with the current situation.